y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. This is Dawn at the Hat Creek Homestead, and today I'm recording my entry for the Pies of March collaboration being hosted by Tony at the Kettle Kitchen and Leanne at the Mennonite Farmhouse. And this is going to be a collaboration with 31 other entries, and every day in March there's going to be somebody else posting, and I will leave a list of all 31 people participating and their channels in the description, so please go visit them and check it out. Leave comments on April 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the Mennonite Farmhouse channel. There's going to be a giveaway. There's going to be a $100 e-gift card as the grand prize, and then door prizes, and the way to enter that is to enter comments on all of the channels. So make sure you go watch their videos and check out all their awesome pies. Now for my pie, let's get into it. I'm going to make one of my favorite pies that my grandma used to make, and it's elderberry pie. And all you need for this is a pie crust, 1 cup of applesauce, 1.5 cups of elderberries, and a cup of sugar. So this is a very easy pie to make. You just get your pie crust in your pan, and then you just dump your applesauce in the bottom of the pie crust, and you just, so we're just going to spread this applesauce out in the bottom of this pie plate, and this is just a regular 9-inch pie plate. And then we're going to add a cup of sugar to our elderberries, but first I'm going to strain my elderberries because I'm using dehydrated elderberries because it's out of season for them. So I had some dehydrated ones, and I just put them in some water for 24 hours to try to rehydrate them. So I'm going to drain off all that juice because I'm going to use that later for something else. So we're just going to use our same cup here, and we're going to get 1.5 cups of those elderberries. And then you just put your sugar in with it. I'm making a mess like always, and you hear my kiddo chattering in the background. So we're just going to put our sugar in with our elderberries, and we're just going to mix that up. Just kind of coat those elderberries. And I'm really not liking that how much applesauce is in the bottom, so I'm going to grab a little bit more applesauce. I'll be right back, and then we'll combine this. So I added an additional 1/2 cup of applesauce because it just wasn't as much in there as I thought there needed to be. So now we're just going to put our elderberries into our pie crust. And this is not a deep pie crust. This is just a regular pie crust. You just spread them out in there. And if you're using dehydrated elderberries like I am, you might want to use a little bit more, because normally when you make this with fresh elderberries, they're a lot more, there's more volume to them. Since these are dehydrated, they're not plumping up as much as I would like. But you live and you learn. We're going to add what little bit was left in the strainer. Then we're going to put this in the oven. I'm not putting a top on this. You can if you want, but I don't. So we're just going to bake this in the oven at 425 degrees for 10 minutes, and then an additional 30 minutes at 375. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'll bring you back when it's done. So before I stick it in the oven, this is what it looks like, and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Timer set for 10 minutes, and my oven does not heat very well. It's a very old oven because we're in a rental right now. And so I have my oven turned up to 450 because if you don't put it to 450, it takes forever for the pilot light to kick on. So the recipe calls for what I said earlier, but I'm going to cook mine at a little bit higher. So if you see my oven knob not at that temperature, that's why. All right, it's been 10 minutes, so we're going to check on it. You'll have to forgive my dirty oven. It's softball season, so I'm never home right now. And so I have not cleaned my oven in quite some time, to be honest. Probably needs to be put on the to-do list, but that's besides the point. That's what it looks like after 10 minutes. We're going to crank up the heat and cook it for an additional 30 minutes like the instructions say, and I'll bring you back when it's done. Alright, our pie is all done, and little Lee's going to help me record. This is what it looks like.